afternoon from the kitchen, folks. Apple season is upon us, and in this film today I'm going to make one of my favourite apple sauces, which is a sweet chilli and smoked garlic apple sauce. This is absolutely delicious. I made it last year, never filmed it, but I'm making it again this year and I am filming it. Let me show you the key ingredients. So it's smoked garlic and apple sauce. Well, there's my smoked garlic and I'm using the entire bulb. Bought that last week in Letchworth in a Turkish supermarket, as I also bought my 3 red Dutch chilies in the same supermarket. These are quite hot, but not too hot. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 small windfall apples from my apple tree. If you have 2 large apples, or, you know, pretty big apples, that should be a similar equivalent. These are not much bigger than golf balls, but that's enough. I'm only trying to make 1 jar, incidentally. I've also got rock salt, rice vinegar and sugar. I've then got about 250 ml of water, and I may add a little bit more or I may not add it all. I'll see as I go along. This really is a delicious sauce. If you like sweet chili sauce, you will like this. If you like garlic and garlic sauce, you will like this. And if you like applesauce, you will like this. You get the heat from the chili, you get the flavour from the garlic, and you get the sweetness from the apple. It works absolutely brilliantly with cheese. I love it with cheddar cheese in sandwiches and also with meats. I like it with ham especially, but you could have it on the side of a plate as a dipping sauce with a meal. You could even dip your chips in it. In fact, I might do that later today. It really is a gorgeous, delicious sauce. So I think I need to crack on with the recipe. So with each of my apples, I'm going to remove the stalk. I've already given them a wash, and then I'm simply going to use this device, which is a corer, to go like this. Look how lovely and juicy that was as well. I'm not bothering with the skin, it can stay on, it's absolutely fine. I just want to make sure that the apples haven't got any bad bits in them, and these are good. So I'm just breaking them into small pieces, and then these are all going to go in here. I'll come back to you when I've got all my apple in this tub. Right, that's all my apple in the tub. I'm just going to put that on there, and this weighs 314 grams. Now I know that the tub weighs 16 grams, so let's just say that there's 300 grams of apple. So I'm going to get my 300 grams of apple, and I'm now going to chuck it into this Ninja blender. This is on the chopping tool. I'm just going to leave that for the time being. And now I'm going to get my chilies and I'm going to cut them down. I'm going to remove the seeds. I'm not keeping the seeds inside them. I mean, I don't mind if there's a couple of seeds inside, but I don't want all of those seeds. And then I'm simply going to take each chili like that. Pop these in here, and I'll need to weigh these when I've got them all in also. So my chilli says it weighs 87 in the tub. Again, I know the tub, what the tub weighs, so let's just say that there's 70 grams of red chilli there. That's going on top of the apple. So with my garlic, I'm just going to cut the top off like so. And this is really pungent, and I'm going to separate each of the cloves out. And then I want to take the skin from each clove. I don't want any garlic skin going into this if I can help it, because it is a little bit tough and fibrous. So I've got to peel these and then chop them a little bit. I just demonstrate on one, so like so. Take the skin off, all the way off like that, and then I'll take each one and cut them into 4 like so, and then that goes in there also. I'll come back to you when they're all in. Okay, I've not bothered weighing the garlic because I've realised that actually with the amount of apple that I've got in there, if I put 1 gram of sugar per 1 gram of fruit or vegetable, there's going to be far too much sugar. So I'm going to probably limit this at 250 to 300 grams of sugar, maybe less. I'm going to see what it looks like as I'm doing it. So it's going to be a case of playing it by ear. If you love it really sweet, then great. I don't want it too sweet. I don't want it to be like jam. I do want it to taste still that it's a sauce. So into my blender, I'm going to add 1, 2 teaspoonfuls of rice vinegar. If you haven't got rice vinegar, just use whatever vinegar you've got. And they're going to put some salt on. I'm not measuring how much. Just a nice little sprinkle there. And then my 250 ml of water. I am going to use it all and I'm going to pour it on top. So you know what comes next, don't you? Lid goes on. So I've got everything in the blender. I'm going to go to chop. That's just broken it down a little bit. Now I'm going to hit it onto slice. And I'm going to stop, and let's just take the lid off. And that is perfect. Lovely small pieces. And because the apple has got the skin on and it's in such small pieces now, you're not even going to notice the skin when this begins to cook. And by the way, the smell is tremendous. So this comes off there and into the frying pan. I want to get everything out. I've got this on the ring. I'm going to get the heat on, just on nice and low. So just a nice and low flame underneath that. Get that centered on the ring. Lid on. I want to do this low and slow so it doesn't nuke or burn. I'll come back to you in about 10-15 minutes time. Right, this is now coming to a simmer, so let's just have a look at that. And that's lovely. So I want all this to simmer together. I want everything to cook and soften. And I'm quite happy to just leave this doing what it's doing for the next 15 minutes. It smells absolutely wonderful. Anyway, look, I'm going to come back to you in 15 minutes. At that point, I'll take the lid off and move to the next step. Right, this has been simmering away nicely. Let's just get that lid off. So this is now ready for the next step in the recipe. Very simple recipe. I've actually got 250 grams of sugar, and it's mostly standard household sugar, granulated, but I've had to supplement some of it with a bit of dextrose monohydrate brewing sugar as I run out. So it's a mixture. It's 3/4 granulated sugar and then 1/4 dextrose monohydrate. That is plenty though for this. And what I need to do now is slightly change tactic. I want it to continue to simmer, but I'm not going to put the lid back on. I'm going to put this on because I want it to reduce and I want the water to evaporate out so that there's a less physical volume and it's less loose. It's a slow process, but patience is rewarded. I'll come back to you in a little while. So just a little update. It is reducing nicely. I reckon another 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes later, and that is done. I'm going to turn the heat off and just let that cool down for a little while. So there's the sauce, and now it's going to go into this awaiting jar. So I'm just going to get it in through a funnel. It's got a nice thick constituency. It smells, honestly, I can't begin to tell you how good it smells. It's amazing. Have I got more than I need here? Hopefully not. Oh, I think I have actually. Right. Oh wow, what's left? I shall have to eat today. Right, I'm going to put the lid on. This will keep in the fridge for ages. I'm just going to wash the jar down. This is good. I'll come back to you for the tasting very shortly. I've got a bit in the pan here to taste, so I'm going to try some on its own and then some on a bit of cheese. Oh yes. So first off, I'm going to get the teaspoon in there and I'm going to get a nice cover in. So there we go. It's absolutely gorgeous. The immediate taste is the sweetness, then you get the burning of the chilli, and then the garlic comes through. So yeah, sweetness, chilli, then garlic, it's all there, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Totally, totally lovely. Really do try making this. It's very, very good. Amazing. Right, bit of cheese. I'm not sorry for talking with my mouth full. I'm excited. So, this works so well on cheese. So a bit of it on cheese just there. The sharp and sweet and spicy with the creamy of the cheese. Honestly, cheese and crackers, cheese and biscuits, cheese sandwich works absolutely wonderfully. Even cheese and a baked potato with some of this on top. Like I said, with meat as well, in sandwiches or just on the side of your plate like you would applesauce. It is absolutely gorgeous. Please try making this. Trust me, it is stunning. Right, hope you enjoyed the film, folks. Catch you on the next one, whatever that may be.